Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. During the declared emergency, Committee of Adjustment public hearings are being conducted by electronic means through WebEx and an online digital platform and streamed on the Toronto City Planning YouTube channel. These measures are necessary to comply with physical distancing requirements and in-person attendance limitation. My name is Isaac Laluz and I'll be chairing the hearing. Panel members participating today via WebEx and can be seen and heard are Ms. Sankar, Mr. Paul Kidd, Mr. Hunt, and Mr. Khan. City staff will be assisting us throughout the meeting, including moderating the WebEx platform. And with us today is Dan Antonacci, who is the Deputy Secretary Treasurer, Jenny Kotas, and Adam Wells. Participants who have registered in advance will be able to make their presentation through the committee using the said WebEx. Anyone wishing to view the hearing may do so by watching on YouTube. These participants will be connecting either by their computer, a phone, a tablet app, or by telephone. All participants will automatically be muted on entry. When your item is called, each participant will be unmuted by the moderator, one person at a time. Only the committee members will be participating by video. Any registered speaker will be participating by audio only. We ask that you also mute your devices until you're called on to speak. And for those waiting online to speak, please make sure you call with the telephone number you originally were registered with. Calling with a different number, you will not be able to speak on the item. For the land acknowledgement, we acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. In accordance with Section 45 and 53 of the Planning Act 1990 as amended, this meeting of the Committee of Adjustment of the City of Toronto is called to order. The Committee of Adjustment considers applications for variances from the provision of the zoning bylaw, permission to extend or alter legal non-conforming uses, and consent to sever property to create new lots. Anyone in attendance today who wants to receive a copy of the decision of the committee on an application must submit a written request for a decision by email. Please ensure that you include your name, address, and email address because Committee of Adjustment and the TLAB will be sending notifications and appeal updates by email only. If you do not agree with the decision of the committee, the decisions may be appealed to the Toronto local appeal body known as TLAB or, in some limited circumstances, to the local planning appeal tribunal known as LPAT. Appeal instructions are set out at the bottom of the decision of the committee. The hearing procedure will be as follows. I will call each item in the order listed on the agenda. When an application is uncontested, the agent or applicant may proceed with their presentation if desired. When the committee does not require a presentation, applicants are to advise the chair should they wish to speak to the committee. The committee may ask questions or take the matter directly for a decision. Each speaker, including the agent, will be given a maximum of 5 minutes to address the committee. I will comment when the 5-minute mark is reached. When addressing the committee, please clearly state your name and address, and please remember to confine your remarks to the matters outlined in the application. The applicant or agent will proceed first and will make a presentation. Please note that the committee may not entertain revisions to proposals at the hearing today. The committee may decide to defer the application if substantially revised to ensure the revised application is accurate and that all those entitled to receive a notice are informed of the changes. Then individuals, either in support or in opposition to the application, will be invited to speak. Committee members may ask questions of each speaker at the end of the presentation. When all speakers are finished, the applicant agent has a chance to address only those issues that were raised by the speakers. This will mark the end of the discussion, and the application will then be taken to committee for a decision. Now, as I understand, there is a minute to approve for this panel of May 19. May 19, Mr. Khan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to move that the minutes of May 19, 2021, as circulated, be adopted.
Thank you. Second? I have 2 seconds. Mr. Hunt, second. All in favor? Okay. The minutes of May 19 are now approved. Okay? They're adopted. Now, for this morning session, members and the staff, any conflict of interest to declare? No? Okay. Now we have one deferral request for this morning. That's number 10, which is Sumner Heights Drive. And here, number 10, we have Mehdi Zen. Mehdi Zen, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay, very good. Could you please state
Hello?
your name and address for the records here?
Yes, my name is Long Lijian, and I'm applicant of 12 Summer Heights, right?
Okay. You're asking for a deferral. Could you please tell us the reason why you're asking for a deferral?
Yes. Basically, the owner has wished to change the proposed layout, so we have to resubmit the applicants to the Committee of Adjustment.
You have to resubmit what? I don't get you very clearly. You have to resubmit what?
We have to resubmit the ARC package to the Committee of Adjustment, which we wish to have defer the current application to next month.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now we have one more speaker here. We'll hear what the speaker has to say before we come to you. We have a Jim Miller. Jim Miller, are you there?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, you heard the applicant is asking for the deferral, which means if the committee decides to defer it, we will not discuss it today. You will be advised when it's coming back. Are you okay with this, or you have any issue?
No, that's good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, members, we have a request for deferral to resubmit the application. I don't see them. They're not there.
Mr. Chair, it's Ms. Peralta. I can make a motion.
Yeah,
to,
I'm sorry, I wasn't watching you before. You just fixed it. So, Ms. Sankar, yeah, your motion.
Yes, I'll motion to defer this application sine die to give the applicant a chance to complete the information a little bit better.
Thank you. Second? Mr. Hunt, all in favor? Okay. Sir, your application is deferred sine die, so check with the staff when it's coming back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Secretary, do we have any files to close?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll move on to application number 1, which is 231 Sheldrake Boulevard. And here we have only one speaker who's the agent. Venice Robinson, are you there?
Yes, I am, sir. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Could you please state your name and address for the records here?
Janice Robinson, 2098 Avenue Road, representing the owners of 231 Sheldrake Boulevard.
Thank you. So we have here application for consent and 2 variance applications. The staff has the conditions for the normal, the standard conditions for the severance, and 2 conditions for the part 1 and part 2. So we'll give you 5 minutes. Give us a presentation as to the merit of the application, we're gonna discuss it jointly considered. So please tell us what's the merit. I'll give you the 5 minutes and you can start now.
Okay, great. This is a proposal to sever the property into 2 new 7.6 meter frontage lots and construct a new 3-story dwelling on each lot. This property is located in the Sherwood Park neighborhood. It's the second lot west of Mount Pleasant Boulevard. The proposed dwellings are 3 stories in height and 9.6 meters in height. That's the same number of stories as the existing dwelling on the property, and both new dwellings are slightly lesser in height than the existing dwelling being replaced. The dwellings have front yard parking pads, which are permitted in this location. This allows for designs that are more accurate and not raised up to make space for garages. There's a minor variance for front yard and depth. The dwellings are generally aligned with the adjacent dwellings, both in the front and in the back. The proposal complies with the side and rear yard setbacks for both of the dwellings. The variances for floor space index will permit dwellings that will be compatible with the character of the area. The photographs I submitted with the proposal show the lot frontages and the densities of adjacent dwellings that are similar to what's proposed right across the street. City planning staff have recommended conditions of consent, which the owner is in agreement with, and they've recommended conditions minor variance tying approval to the side elevation plans. The owner is also in agreement with those conditions. Regarding the engineering comments, the driveways have already been revised as per their comments. And also several neighbors have submitted letters of support for these applications. It's my submission that the minor variances meet the 4 tests for variances. The proposed lot frontages and dwellings meet the general intent and purpose of the official plan and zoning bylaw. The dwellings will be compatible with the existing physical character of the neighborhood and will respect and reinforce the character of the neighborhood. The variances are minor in nature with respect to the numerical values, and also they will have no impact on the adjacent properties. The proposal is desirable for the appropriate development of the land. The new dwellings will complement the neighborhood and fit in with the established built form. It's also my submission that the proposed lots meet the Planning Act criteria for evaluating consents, which include conformity with matters of provincial interest and the official plan. The proposed lots front on a public road. The application is not premature and a plan of subdivision is not required. That concludes my presentation. I'll be pleased to answer any questions you have.
Thank you. Yeah, I just did mention that we have transportation, said no objection, and we have condition for forestry, and see what the members are saying. I don't see the members. Yeah? Oh yeah, I see them. Okay. Any question to this speaker? Mr. Khan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question to Ms. Robinson is, you are applying for the undersized lots. Are you aware, is there any undersized lot in the neighborhood?
Did you
Yes, there are lots that are the exact same frontage directly across the street that were severed a couple of years ago. So, and if you can go to the photographs that I submitted to, it would be page 2 in the photographs I submitted. 214 Sheldrake Boulevard across the street, 216 Sheldrake, 220 Sheldrake, and then 1076 Mount Pleasant Road, which is on the corner. All of those dwellings, which are across the street from the subject property, are basically the same frontage as what's proposed. And those properties plus the subject property are within the R zone, which is a little bit different than in the interior of the neighborhood. But yeah, those dwellings are really hard to see them. So photographs 9 and 10, if those can be enlarged, show dwellings that are very similar to what's proposed, and they're directly across the street, the same frontage.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Robinson. Any other question? I still don't see them. I see only Mr. Khan.
Mr. Chair, it's Ms. Sankar. I'm ready for a motion, if that's okay.
Thank you. Please.
Yes,
Please go
Mr. Chair, through you, I do believe the explanations provided by the applicant here today makes me feel very comfortable with the application. I do believe it does meet the 4 tests, and I'm going to motion to approve this application. I'm going to make it subject to forestry and subject to the general staff conditions of the June 4th, 2021 staff report, and it will also be subject to the standard conditions of engineering, the report of May 19th. Thank you.
Thank you. Second, we don't see on the screen. Maybe you can say your name. Who seconded Ms. Sankar's motion?
Ron Hunt, second.
Thank you. Mr. Hunt is second. All in favor? Mr. Khan, I see him.
Paul Kidd, I'm in favor.
Okay, Mr. Kidd, you're in favor too? Because I don't see you. Yes, okay.
It's Paul Kidd, I'm in favor.
Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Robinson, you heard your application is approved unanimously, subject to forestry and subject to the staff conditions as mentioned in the report. Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Application number 2, which is CODSELL Avenue. And here we have one speaker and the agent and another resident. And the agent registered here is Anthony Cesario. Mr. Cesario, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you please state your name and address for the records here?
My name is Anthony Cesario. My address is 54 Humberwood Gate in Vaughan, Ontario, L4L9E2.
Okay, thank you. So we have here to build a new dwelling, 7 variances, 2 letters of support and condition, forestry condition. Now we have one more speaker here who wants to speak, wants to address for this application. So we'd like you to please give us a 5-minute presentation as to the merit of your application, okay?
Absolutely. Good morning, members of committee. My name is Anthony Cesario, as I just noted. I'm here on behalf of the owner of 96 CODSELL Avenue. We're here to seek your approval for the 7 listed variances to the zoning bylaw, which are needed to construct a new dwelling. Through the process, we've worked with City Toronto planning staff to increase the front yard landscape area up to 56.7%. We also reduced the lot coverage down to 32.7%. Lastly, we made sure that we're able to remove the proposed rear yard setback. It's my opinion that the requested variances are in line with presently in the community. They're very minor in nature and generally maintain the intent and the purpose of the zoning bylaw. I'm not sure if you want me to go through each individual variance at this point. It's pretty straightforward. I'll take any questions if you have.
Okay, you have the 5 minutes. Use it as you please. Are you through? You finished?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so we'll get the members will get the agent back if you have any questions, unless you have some quick question. Okay, thank you. We have here Margarita Rosette. Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, can you please state?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, can you please state your name? Just a second. Just tell us your name and your address. We need it here for the records, and then we'll ask you further.
Rosette Margarita, 92 CODSELL Avenue.
Thank you.
And
yeah, just tell us what's your concern about this application. And
the concern, my concern is the height of the building. It's 4 feet above the regular height that we have in the neighborhood. And we feel that it will tower over the other homes that are around. And, that's our concern.
That's your concern. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any question for the speaker before we get back the agent? No?
I just hope that it can't go in our favor, because it would be quite high, 4 feet above the other homes.
Yeah, thank you. We heard you. We're going to get the agent to explain, and then the committee will decide. So, Mr. Cesario, are you there? Are still there? Could you come back and explain?
Yes, I am, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, could you
The,
address that
permitted
concern? She's worried about the height.
Absolutely. The permitted height does meet the new zoning bylaw. Also, there are many homes on CODSELL Avenue that have the same height that we're proposing here, primarily 56 CODSELL, 154 CODSELL, and 27 CODSELL. We think it falls in line with what is being built in the area and what is presently in the area.
That's it?
That's it. That's it.
Okay, questions for this speaker? If no questions, then I need a motion, please. Okay, Mr. Kidd?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I accept the explanation from the agent. The fact that it doesn't require a minor variance under the new building bylaw, I think makes it an appropriate application for the property. I'd like to put forward a motion to accept the application subject to forestry condition.
Thank you. Second? Ms. Sankar, all in favor? Okay, unanimous. So unanimously approved, okay?
Thank you for your time.
Subject to that condition of the forestry.
Thank you.
Number 3, which is 47 Stormont Avenue, application number 3. And for this one, we have just the agent, Richard Idels. Are you there?
I am here, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, please, your name and address for the records here.
My name is Richard Idels, OAA. I live at 80 North Meadow Crescent in Thornhill.
Okay, thank you. For members, we have here to build a 2-story rear addition, 4 variances, 10 letters of support, and condition of forestry. Do we need a presentation? No?
Yes, I would like to.
No, excuse me.
Sorry.
I'm asking the members. Do we need a presentation? No? Okay, sir, we don't need a presentation,
Yes.
but you can say anything you want before we move to committee for decision. Would you like to say something?
Yes, I just would like to mention just why we're doing what we're doing, just so you get the idea. We haven't changed the front elevation, and really is from the streetscape, it's all going to be the same. It's a growing family. They're looking for space, not only a livable space that they can use. And so we really did the minimum of what we thought, we could on the lot. And we did research, and we found that there are on the street, there are at least 5, there are 5 houses that have asked for close to the same coverage or more than the coverage that we've asked for. There are another 5 within the area. And we also believe that everything is following the 4 steps of the test of the bylaw, and we appreciate being able to come here today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Members, you heard the explanation. Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve this application. I accept the explanations provided by the
Applicant.
the agent or the agent today, and I think that it is really a straightforward application. So motion to approve, subject to forestry.
Thank you. Second? Okay, Mr. Kidd, second. All in favor? Okay, sir, your application unanimously approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee.
Subject to
Thank you very
forestry.
much. Thank you.
Okay, we have application number 4, which is Briar Hill Avenue. And we have here, we have the agent here and one more speaker. The agent here is Mr. Lon Rose. Are you there?
Yes, I am, Chairman.
Can you please state your name and address for the records here?
Lauren Rose, 388 Spadina Road.
Okay, we have one more speaker registered.
Mr. Chair, members, actually, you know, it does appear that the area resident is not on the call.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Okay, so the area residence is not here. So, Mr. Rose, you're the only one registered. Would you like to take a 5-minute presentation? This one is to build a new dwelling. We have 9 variances. Staff report recommends to refuse variance number 8 related to the 3-story, and we have 38 letters of support. So, can you please give us a 5 minutes to?
Yes. Mr. Chair, before I start, I want to make one change, which is an agreement with the neighbor. Variance number 3, the proposed east side setback will now be 1.34, which matches the neighbor's side yard setback.
Okay, that's
So
changed to 134, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So as you said, there are actually 39 neighbors supporting, unanimous support. In fact, if staff could put up the front elevation of my drawings, please. I'm going to address planning's comments. Can staff do that?
Lauren, it's on the way.
Okay. So this is a very important point. Staff is refusing a 3rd story where 3 stories is allowed. And this is exactly why the OAA has appealed the decision, which is now going back to the board. The city staff have not made enough changes. So if you can see this drawing, this is a flat roof house, modern house, with a mass on the 3rd floor in the center of the dwelling. I don't know if you can make out the dotted red lines of what a compliant sloped roof would look like. You have 4 letters of support asking the committee to approve the flat roof design over the sloped roof design because the neighbors will actually see more sky. So there are many 3-story houses in this area. 3 stories are allowed, but the way that the bylaw was written, it's biased against modern houses with flat roofs. So we believe this absolutely meets the 4 tests of the Planning Act and is desirable for the neighbor, as shown by the 39 members of the neighborhood who are supporting such an application. I don't think I have much else to say. I can answer any questions if you like.
Okay, so the change you're making for variance number 3 changed to 1.34, and that is in agreement with the neighbor. So,
yes.
Members, any question to the speaker? Mr. Khan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My question to Mr. Rose is, what this 3rd story is used for?
So it's a home office, extra space, home office on the 3rd floor. If this were built in a roof, a sloped roof, there would be no variance. You're allowed 3 floors, and you know, this has no impact. It's the mass is in the center on all elevations. It's not close to any of the sides. So there's actually way more light getting to the neighborhood with this design.
How many rooms are there?
3rd floor. If staff want to put up the 3rd floor plan, we can show it.
It's on the way, Lauren.
Yeah.
On the way.
As I said, there's lots of 3-story houses in the neighborhood. I'm not quite sure why the bylaw was written that flat roofs can't be 3rd floors, have 3rd floors. And it's under appeal. There actually is a scheduled date. I don't know the date, but I just found out that there is a date coming up where it will finally be dealt with at the board.
Is that the one there, Lauren?
No, that's not. That's the hearing before. It's number 4, 714 Briar Hill.
Members, the package of in your agenda.
There's the 3rd floor.
Mr. Chairman, the members have this in their agenda if they want to take a look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
I know. Next, go down, up one more. It's the next page.
Mr. Rose, the members can look at it. They have the they have
Sure.
they have the package.
There's the office.
Yeah. Okay.
3rd floor.
Mr. Chair, I'm ready for a motion if that's okay. Yes. Through you, Mr. Chair, I do believe what the applicant is saying does sit well with me, that this does meet the character of the neighborhood. It's evidenced by the number of letters of support. So despite what staff has said, I'm willing to accept the explanations provided today, and I will put forward a motion to approve this application. I will make this subject to forestry. Thank you.
Okay, motion to approve. Second, Mr. Hunt. All in favor?
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, there was one revision to the variance number.
Right.
Number 3 that should be.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Kidd, for that amendment. And yes, please
That's
include that.
Number 3 changed from 1.34 to 1.22. Thank you.
No, other way around. Other way around.
Yeah, it was 1.22, now changed to 1.34.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Ms. Sankar, you're okay with that condition? Yeah, that change actually changed by
Yes, sir.
By the applicant. Okay, so we have first
Yes, sir.
and second, Mr. Hunt. All in favor? And okay, opposed? Mr. Khan is opposing, and your application is approved, subject to forestry, and subject to the change you made.
Thank you.
Application number 5, which is 101 BANSTOCK Drive, application number 5. We have here just one person who's the agent, I believe, is not marked here. And Jim Potsopoulos, are you there?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes. Could you please just state your name and address for the record?
Thank you, sir. Jim Kotsopoulos, 27 Field Flower Crescent in Richmond Hill.
Okay. So we have here, just to legalize the existing deck, 1 variance, and TRCA has no objection, no impact, no objection. So members, do we need a presentation here? No? Okay, sir, we don't need the presentation. Did you want to add something, or we just move to a decision?
Mr. Chair, thank you so much. I just wanted to say that we've had discussions with the TRCA and the neighbors. We have letters of support from both neighbors, and I'm here for any questions. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any question or motion, please? Mr. Hunt?
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chair, there's no recommendation from the staff, and I find this is a minor variance, and bylaws are complied, so I will move it to be approved.
Okay. Second, Mr. Hunt, you seconding? I saw two head. Mr. Hunt, thank you. All in favor? Okay. Your application, thank you. Your application is approved unanimously. And
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee.
sorry, Mr. Hunt, I didn't see your he had his eye first. Okay, number 6, which is 518 Balliol Street, application number 6. And number 6, again, we have just the agent, Bruno Lopez. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Okay, We have here, can you please, state your name and address, please?
Yes, my name is Bruno Lopez from MXL Engineering, and we are located at 1649 St. Clair Avenue West.
Thank you. This is to construct a main floor addition, one variance, one letter of support. Members, do we need a presentation? No? Okay. Sir, we don't need the members don't need the presentation. And do you want to add something before we move to a decision?
Yeah, just minor comment that we try our best to not have any variance. Unfortunately, we have small dimensions to make minimum dimensions to make a washroom. And this was a small addition to the existing main floor. So very simple, and it really complies to everything with the exception of the ground floor area by very, very minor variance.
Thank you. Members, question or motion? Mr. Khan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a minor variance and complies with the zoning bylaws. I move this application be approved.
Thank you. Second? Ms. Sankar, second. All in favor? Okay. Sir, thank you. Sir, your application is unanimously approved.
Thank you very much.
Number 7, which is 122 HILLHURST Boulevard, application number 7. And here we have number 7, we have again just the agent, Dominika Kowiazo-Sitko. Are you there?
I am here.
Okay. Can you please state your name and address?
Yes, good morning, everybody. My name is Dominika Kowiazo-Sitko at 44 Gladsmore Crescent, Etobicoke, Ontario, M9W3Y9.
Thank you. So we have here to construct a 2-story northeast addition and rear deck, 2 variances, and 4 letters of support. That's all I have here. Members, do we need a presentation? No? Okay. Ms. Sitko, we don't need any presentation. The committee can go straight to the decision. Do you want to add something?
Thank you very much. I have one additional letter of support, which arrived last minute, so I will forward it for the record.
Good. Thank you. That's it?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
So, members, question or motion? Mr. Hunt? Second?
Thank you,
Mr.
Mr. Chairman. Sorry?
Oh, no, he said motion.
Yes, I'll make a motion.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that this is a very straightforward application. There have been no comments or concerns expressed by the departments, and there are 5 letters of support. So I would move approval of this.
Thank you. And second, Mr. Kitt, all in favor? Okay, unanimously approved, and there's no condition.
Thank you very much.
Okay, application number 8. We have here number 8. We had only one agent, and now there is a second one speaker here.
Mr. Chair and members, the late registrant, the area neighbor, is not present on the call at this moment.
Is on or on?
Is not.
Not. Okay, so we have just the agent.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Chris Marchese, are you there?
Good morning, Mr. Chair and fellow committee members. Chris
Good morning.
Marchese,
Could you please speak louder? We don't hear you very well.
Yeah, is this better, Mr. Chair?
A little bit better. Could you state your name and address, please?
Yes, the name is Chris Marchese, planner at Design Plan Services, here on behalf of the property owners of 21 Addison Crescent.
Okay, so we have here to build a new dwelling, 6 variances. The staff report has one condition to reduce the variance number 4. We do have letters of support. Could you please give us a very short discussion on what you want to change and if you saw the staff report?
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair, I am aware of the staff report, and before getting into any explanations, the public notice and the variances in front of you, the application has been amended. I did send in a cover letter that details the changes as per the public notice, but I will be happy to verbally amend the application if the
Yes.
committee deems necessary.
Yes, please, just say exactly what you're changing because they have to record it right here.
Perfect. So variance number 2 has been eliminated. Variance number 3 has been changed from 9.6 meters to 9.9 meters. The lot coverage has been reduced from 32.5% to 30%. The proposed building length has been reduced from 19.66 meters to 19.36 meters. And variance number 6 for the proposed west side yard setback has been eliminated. And it is shown on the screen by staff just for clarification for the members.
Thank you. So number 2 and number 6 eliminated, and the other ones are changes. Okay, so are you finished? I can ask the members.
Just briefly, I just want to touch on the lot coverage since that is a comment of the committee. I kindly ask that staff pull up the site plan at this time. Yes, sorry, that I don't believe that's the revised site plan. It's the one that's right below.
We're bringing it up now.
Yeah, perfect. And committee members, this should be in your package. And if you see at the rear wall there, there's actually a window that's not at grade to provide a breakfast nook. And you can see the green area that's highlighted on there. That's consisting of 3.74 square meters. And if that was reduced, it'd be under 20 or it'd be under 30%. And just to be clear, that is actually not at grade. If you look at the rear elevation, it's above grade and it's just to provide a window and an architectural feature in the rear. But it's included in the lot coverage calculation as per zoning. It's 3.74 square meters. And if it were to be reduced, we would be at, right now we're at 30.5. That would reduce it under 30%. So we've had extensive conversations with planning staff. We've made many revisions to try to satisfy them. And their comment to us on this one was they want to see the number under 30%. But when you look at the actual impact of the 30.5%, I don't think it has any difference. And the fact that it's actually not at grade, I'm of the opinion that it meets the 4 tests, specifically that variance, but the variance is all individually and accumulatively. And therefore, I think that it's good planning and it should be approved. And I'll be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you. Any questions? If not, can I have a motion, please? Mr. Kidd?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think the proposal as amended meets the intent of the zoning bylaws and is of a minor nature. I'd like to put forward a motion to accept the application as amended. Variance number 2 to be deleted. Variance number 3, the proposed front yard setback to be changed from 9.6 meters to 9.9 meters. Variance number 4 revised to the proposed lot coverage to be changed from 32.5% to 30%.
Sorry, through you, Mr. Chair, it's actually 30.5, and that 0.5 is crucial to get that little architectural feature.
Just so I'm clear on that, you're saying that the overhang at the back has been included in that calculation, but it is actually not at grade?
Correct, yes, through you, Mr. Chair. It's included in the lot coverage calculation, but it's not at grade, but the 30.5% will allow us to include that as part of the proposal.
30, okay.
Okay, then variance number 5, the proposed variance number 4, the proposed lot coverage of 32.5% change to 30.5%.
Okay.
Variance number 5, the proposed building length change from 19.66 meters to 19.36 meters. and variance number 6 to be deleted.
Yeah. That's it, okay? And second,
That's it.
Mr. Hunt, seconded, all in favor? Okay, unanimously. Sir, your application is unanimously approved based on those changes you made, okay?
Yep. Thanks, Mr. Chair, fellow committee members. Have a great day.
Number 11, huh? Okay. 8, 9, huh?
9.
Number 9, no, that's 10, huh? 11, right?
Mr. Chair, we're on item number 9, 122 Latimer Ave. And Mr. Drew Laszlo is the agent for the file.
Oh, yeah, that one was there. Okay. Okay, application number 9, which is 122 Latimer. Application number 9, and here we have the agent, Drew Laszlo. Are you there, Mr. Laszlo?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Okay, just please repeat your name and address for the records here.
Drew Laszlo, agent for the owner. Address is 3317 Young Street.
Okay, we have here, this is a new dwelling, 10 variances. Staff report has a condition, just a condition to design per site plan and so on, forestry, and 4 letters of support. Just a short presentation, please, so we'll know what, and cover those, the staff report conditions, please.
Yes, of course. So the proposal today is for a new dwelling. We have 10 variances. I believe each one is all quite minor and very typical for the neighborhood. Just briefly, I can go through the variances. Variance number 1 having to do with the depth of the rear deck. Variance number 2 having to do with the roof height. We're just asking for 1 extra foot of roof height. Again, typical for the neighborhood. Variance number 3 having to do with the side kind of dormers to allow windows for the 2nd floor. That's what we need variance number 3 for. Variances 4 and 5, I actually just want to speak about just briefly. They're both very technical in nature. They have to do with the length and the depth of the dwelling. I'd like the committee to know that the actual ground and 2nd floors of the dwelling, they conform to the length and depth. They're 17 meters. It's only because we are extending the basement underneath the rear deck. That's why we need that 20.65 variance. So really, it's kind of technical in nature. It's only for the portion of the house that is below the rear deck in the basement. Variance number 6, just asking for some gross floor area. Again, 81%, pretty standard for the neighborhood. A side yard setback is variance number 7. We're just asking for an additional foot of side yard setback. Variance number 8 having to do with the rear deck. We want the side of the rear deck to be in line with the side of the house, so that variance is required for the north side. The eaves, because we have a 2-foot, we're proposing a 2-foot side yard setback. The edge of our eaves trough, we need to be a foot away, but we're going to be approximately 6 inches away from the side property line. So that's what we need that variance for. And variance number 10 has to do with height under the old bylaw. We're asking again approximately a foot over what is required by the bylaw.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for this speaker? Yeah, Mr. Kidd.
Mr. Rose, thank you, Mr. Chair. Can you just tell us what the length of the house is, excluding the deck at the rear?
It's 17 meters.
It is 17. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question? If not, can I have a motion, please? Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair, I accept the explanations provided today by the agent. I'm very glad that he gave some explanations for variances number 4, 5, and 6. And that really does seal it for me to think that this is a pretty minor application. and I will move to approve this application. I will make it subject to forestry and subject to the June 4th staff report that the property be developed substantially in accordance with the site plan and north and south side elevation drawings submitted to committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Second, Mr. Hunt, all in favor? Okay, sir, your application is approved, subject to those conditions and staff and the and forestry. Okay.
Much. Thank you.
10 was deferred, right? Application number 11, which is 151 Rosewell Avenue, application number 11. For this application, we have here first the agent, Hamid Imami. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, with you there, first give us your name, please, and your address.
My name is Hamid Imami. My address is 11 Houghton Avenue.
Thank
and
you.
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
Yeah,
I
just a second, please.
I requested for.
Hold a second. With you there, we have
Sure.
Lilian Saberian. Who wants to speak, you or her?
I will speak.
You want to speak? Okay, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4 more speakers. So could you please give us a presentation as to the merit of your application?
Mr. Chair, I requested a deferral as per forestry report dated June 10th, 2021. TPPR requested deferral of Committee of Adjustment application because of an application for a permit to injure or remove a city-owned tree.
Are you, you're asking for a deferral?
Yes, please, if possible.
Well, it's going to be up to the final, and what's the, could you please repeat the reason why you're asking for deferral?
Yeah, as per forestry report, they requested deferral of the Committee of Adjustment application. The owner would like to keep the tree in front of the house on Rosewell Avenue. And we would like to provide an arborist report and make sure if we can keep the tree before
okay.
Committee of
Okay,
Adjustment.
so regarding a question of a tree. Okay, so we'll have to ask the other speakers here. If you just hold on. We have here Catherine Germain. Are you there? Catherine?
Yes, I am.
Okay, could you please state your name and address? We need it for the records here.
Catherine Germain, 155 Rosewell Avenue, Toronto.
Thank you. Now you heard the agent is asking for a deferral, meaning if we accept the deferral, that means we're not going to discuss the application today. You will be advised when it comes back if we defer it. Do you have any problem with that?
What are the implications of that? It will just be deferred?
Yeah, deferred, that means we're not going to be discussing it today. The agent has more problems with the trees and he wants to check with the forestry. Therefore, he's asking for a deferral. If we do accept the deferral, then the application will come back again another day and you'll be advised.
And if we don't defer it, then we discuss it today, and then what happens?
If the committee decides not to defer the application, then we'll have to hear it today and make a decision.
Without the information about the tree?
Well, we're going to hear the applicant. The question here is just for the deferral. We're not discussing it at this moment.
Okay, I think I'm fine with that.
You're fine. Thank you. Thank you. Next one is John Darlow. Are you there? Mr.
I'm here, yes.
Okay. Can you please state your name and address?
Sure. John Darlow, 149 Rosewell Avenue.
Thank you. So you heard the discussion. They're asking for deferral. Are you okay with the deferral or what you want to say?
Yeah, so long as we have an opportunity to speak at the deferred meeting, sure.
Thank you. Yeah, when we defer it, we they'll have to make they have to check with the staff when it's coming back, and you'll be advised. Next
Sure,
one.
thank you.
Thank you. Next one is Ellie Aaron. Are you there?
Mr. Chair and members, Ellie Aaron is not on the call.
He's not there.
No. Could we also check on Julian Hay as well, Mr. Chair?
I just have Ellie Aaron at the last one. I don't have any Julian.
Mr. Chair, then on my list of participants, I have a Julian Hay, and I'll unmute them now if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I did. On this item,
Yes, I'm here. My name is Julian Hay.
Okay,
I live
can
at 153.
okay, could you please tell us your name and address?
My name is Julian Hay, and I live at 153 Rosewell.
Okay, so you heard what's happening. There is a request for deferral, and if you
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, you're okay with the deferral?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we'll go to the members. The agent is asking for deferral, and there is nobody opposing to it. So can I have a motion, please? Mr. Hunt? Defer?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Having heard the request for a deferral for the opportunity to seek an arborist report regarding a tree in the front yard, I would vote sine die to defer this application.
Thank you. A motion to defer sine die, second. Mr. Khan, second. All in favor? Okay. Sir, your application is unanimously deferred, sine die, and you'll have to check with the staff when it's coming back.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and committee members. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Item number 12, which is 15 CELT Avenue, application number 12. Here we have just one person registered, the agent, Arben Shpati. Are you there?
Shpati. Yes, I'm here. Arben Shpati, 1287 Strapi Avenue, Mississauga.
Thank you.
I am the agent for the owner.
Yeah, okay. We have here to build a detached garage, and we have 2 letters of support. That's all I have here. Members, do we need the presentation? No? Okay. Sir, we don't need the presentation. Would you like to say something, or we just move to the decision?
Yeah, please move in decision.
Thank you. Okay. Any question or motion, Ms. Sankar?
Yeah, motion to approve this application, sine die, I think sorry, approve this application without condition. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, second, Mr. Khan seconding. All in favor? Okay. Thank you. Unanimously approved your application, okay?
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You too. Number 13, which is 158 Old Forest Hill Road, application number 13. Again, we have just one person registered, the agent, Miss Aida Evangelista. Are you there?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Ida Evangelista on behalf of the owners of 158 Old Forest Hill Road.
Thank you. So this application is to legalize and maintain the existing driveway. We have 2 variances, and transportation has no objection. Let me ask the members, do we need the presentation? No? Okay. Ms. Evangelista, we don't need a presentation. Do you want to add something, or we just move to the decision?
Mr. Chair, I'm quite comfortable to move to the decision.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Question or motion? Mr. Kidd? Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Given that the Transportation Department has no objections to this minor variance, I'd like to put forward a motion to accept the application Subject
That's
to,
it.
no, without condition.
Thank you. Second?
Correct, yes.
Mr. Khan seconding. All in favor? Oh, okay. Your application unanimously approved, okay?
Okay.
Number 14, which is 117 Beechwood Avenue, application number 14. Here we have a number of speakers, including the agent. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more speakers. And the agent here, I believe, a Christian, not Boom. Are you there?
Mr. Chair and members, at this point, Christian is not on the call. I have been in communication a little bit with him via email over the last day or two, and he sent new plans in today. At this point, I don't see him on the call. If we could stand it down,
Yeah, okay.
we'll come back to it in a moment. With also a note on that file, though, only 2 of the area residents are on the call currently.
Okay, so could you please remind me at the time when he comes in?
I will.
And then you'll tell me which ones are there. Thank you. Application number 15, which is 97 citation, application number 15. We have here just one agent, just one speaker who's the agent. Farshad Kehtari, are you there?
Go ahead, Farshad.
Farshad Kehtari.
Mr. Chair, members, Farshad is on the call. They are unmuted.
Okay. One more time, Mr. Yeah. Mr. Farshad Kehtari, are you there? One more time, Mr. Farshad Kehtari, are you there? Yeah? Okay, we don't hear you. Can you please speak to the mic and make it loud? We still don't hear you. We hardly hear you.
Farshad, if you could hang up and sign out and sign back in. We are having extreme difficulty hearing your voice. You may need to use a different headset or something along those lines. Maybe even call in on a phone line.
So we'll stand it down too. Okay?
Sounds good, Mr. Chair.
Stand it down too, and we'll move to the next one, which is number 16. Item number 16, which is 141 Mintwood Drive, application number 16. Again, we have just one agent here, one speaker who's the agent. Isaac He, are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Okay, could you please state your name and address for the records here?
Okay, it's you, Isaac He, 1038 Window Grove, agent for the owner of 141 Lintonwood Drive.
Okay, we have here, this is to widen the existing driveway. There are 2 variances. Staff report is recommending to refuse it, and transportation recommends variance is acceptable, no objection. That's what transportation say, but the staff is saying to refuse it. Could you please make us a presentation of 5 minutes and tell us what is the merit of your application?
Okay. Okay. So from the as you can see from the drawings, this is a semi-detached house, but the basement just got a city approved as a second unit. So therefore, the house owner needs more parking space for the tenants and then family members. And as you can see from the site plan, and this is the semi-detached house. Is 141 and 139. They are combined together, semi-detached, right? And the 139, the driveway of 139 is 6.1 meters, So that house owner would like to enlarge the driveway to make balance for the house appearance and let the house looks good from the street side. Okay, and the other thing what I would like to mention is once you're walking on this Lincolnwood Street, and what do you see in this area? It is semi-detached house with large driveway, and the driveway can park 2 cars side by side. So this is really typical and really characteristic for this neighborhood and this area. So I respectfully submit this is the things to keeping of the neighborhood and the intermediate content. Thank you.
Okay, so I understand you want it because it's done in the area. It's other ones have it. It looks nice, and you want to park 2 cars.
Yeah.
Now that reduced your landscaping from 50 to 32.05. What you proposing? What you proposing for that? Did you propose any different type of paving, permeable something? No.
Yeah, we're going to like because of course the landscaping got reduced, but we're going to keep the rest of soft landscaping nice and neat.
Okay. All right. So let's see what the members are saying. Any question for the speaker? No question. So can I have a motion then? Anyone? Mr. Khan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a semi-detached house, and transportation, although is okay with the proposal, but staff recommends refusal to the variance. Widening of driveway and reducing the front yard landscape area does not meet the zoning bylaw and not a suitable proposal for development. Therefore, I move for refusal.
Mr. Khan to refuse the application. Second. Mr. Kidd, second. All in favor? Opposed? Oh, okay. Sir, unanimously refused the application, okay? The application is refused. 17. When the other ones come, you let me know, okay?
Mr. Chair and members, if we want, we can go back to item number 14. Through communication, I have found out that Christian Noteboom was logged under a different name. He was logged in our Jim. And as such, we can go back to his item now then.
Number 14, huh?
Correct.
Okay, and the agent, what's the name?
14.
Jim?
Well, it's Christian Noteboom is going to do the presentation, as far as I know, but they just logged in under the name Jim for some reason.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. We're on application number 14, which is 117 Beechwood Avenue. I hope you're listening. 14, which is 117 Beechwood. We have the agent registered here as Christian Notebook, and we understand that somebody else, Noteboom, and we understand that somebody else is instead. Could you please tell us who wants to speak on this application? The agent.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah?
It's Bill Ross.
Oh, you've
Number
been.
9 Bestwick Lane,
Okay.
Uxbridge, Ontario.
Okay, Mr. Ross.
L9P 1P4.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Ross, you're going to tackle this this application here, number 14.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So we have here a couple more speakers. So please give us a presentation, and then we'll see what their concern is.
Okay. We have some changes to make, Mr. Chairman. Item 1, I'm reducing to 11 meters.
Okay,
I'm reducing to 8 meters.
from 11 to 8, yeah.
Yep. Number 3 is being eliminated. Number 4 is being eliminated. Number 5 is being eliminated.
Gee.
Number 6 is being eliminated. And number 9 is being changed to 9.95.
9.9 meter. Okay, those are the changes.
Yes.
Okay, refuse variance number 1. Okay, so this is in. Okay, now we have the. We have here the staff report. I don't know if you saw it. They're asking to refuse variance number 1, and you changing it now from 11 to 8 meters, right?
No, number 1 is changed to 11 meters from 1169.
Oh, from 1169. Okay. Okay, and the other condition, that's it, and 7 letters of opposition. Okay, so please go ahead.
Yes, no, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I just wanted to explain a little more about the application here.
Number 2, number 2 remains the same.
Mr. Ross.
No, number 2 is
Just a second.
number 2 is
Yeah.
changed to 8 instead of 831.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. Okay.
Okay, and then we've removed all of the variances that deal with the main body of the application.
Okay.
And we've discussed this with the neighbors, and we've removed them at the request of the neighbors. We like to be good neighbors and make things comply as best we can.
Okay. All right. All right. So we have the change here from the 1 and 2, and then you eliminate 3, 4, 5, and 6 are being eliminated. And number
Yes.
9, and number 9 you're changing to 9.95. Okay.
Yes.
So please go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us what you're.
Okay. So what we're doing is basically just like dealing with the height of the building. The neighbors, we discussed with the neighbors, they really didn't have any objection to the heights, from my understanding, but they did accept. They were concerned about the length of the building and the depth and front yard setback and the coverage. So those are all gone. So we're down to just dealing with the height, and we're asking for a little extra height on the building because the owner's son is just under 7 feet tall. So we're liking to have some extra height in the rooms in the building.
Okay.
And that's basically the application. We're just looking for a little more height. It also has a wall, like a parapet around the top of it, which makes the wall a little bit higher than what the bylaw anticipates as being the heights of an exterior sidewalls. But the neighbors seem to be quite satisfied with that. They were mainly concerned with the 2-story portion we had at the back of the house and the coverage and the length, that we were going back beyond that. But now we're complying with the bylaw as far as the house itself.
Okay. Are you finished? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Members, any question in the meantime, because he'll be coming back after we hear the opposition. Okay. So we have we say there's only 2 here, right, Mr. Moderator?
Mr. Chair, members, yeah, 2 of the 3 area residents on the call.
Which 2?
The first is Leslie Goldsmith on the call.
Paula and Leslie Goldsmith. Huh?
Correct.
Okay. Paula and Leslie Goldsmith, are you there?
We are. Hopefully you can hear us.
Yeah. So please go.
Okay.
You heard the changes that the applicant made. Are you okay, or you want to say something else?
Well, first, so name is Leslie Goldsmith and our address is 115 Beechwood. We're one of the adjacent neighbors. And we heard everything. Yeah. And I want to say first that that the thrust of our objection was based on the fact that we felt that the structure that was proposed was out of character for the neighborhood and was imposing when viewed both from the street in terms of its elevation and in terms of our privacy in the backyard, insofar as it extended quite deep. However, we met, as was mentioned, we met with Jim, and I have to say we are incredibly appreciative of the variance reductions that they have offered, and we would now support this proposal.
Very nice.
We really appreciate the fact that they were concerned about the neighbors' happiness. It means a lot to everyone.
Very good. Thank you. That's nice to have neighbors like that. Thank you. Okay. Any question for this speaker? They're okay with the changes and they're supporting it. Okay. Next one. Which one's the next one?
Mr. Chair, the other member, the area resident on the call is Julia Meldelson.
Okay. And Michelle Van is not there.
Correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay. We have here on the list Julia Mendelson. Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you very well. Could you please
Okay,
state
good.
your name and address?
Yeah, Julia Mendelson, 119 Beechwood Avenue. We are on the other side of the proposed dwelling.
Thank you. So you heard the changes which were made. Are you okay, or
Yes.
you still want to say something?
I just want to give my support. We too very much appreciate the changes that they have proposed, and we are willing to support the revised changes as stated by their agent.
Thank you. And any question? They're supporting it. Okay. Mr. Ross, could you come back here, please?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ross. Okay, Mr. Ross, we heard the other ones are just supporting the changes you made, and that shows how when you discuss with the neighbors, then you save lots of time. So let's see what the members are saying. Any question or motion to this application? If no, Mr. Kidd.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, it's good to see the applicant working with the neighbors to come up with a application that seems to work well for everybody. I'd like to put forward a motion to, as amended, a proposal to accept this motion with the following revisions. Item variance number 1, revised. The proposed height of the building changed from 11.69 meters to 11 meters. Item number 2, the proposed height of the side exterior main wall facing the side lot line changed from 8.31 to 8 meters. Items number 3, 4, 5, and 6 to be deleted. And finally, variance number 9, revised, that the proposed building height changed from 10.44 meters to 9.95 meters.
Thank you. Yeah, that's exactly the change. Okay, thank you. And second? Mr. Khan, second. All in favor? Okay. Mr. Ross, your application is unanimously approved based on the changes you just made. Who's the next one?
Mr. Chair, members, do you want to try item number 15?
Are they back? Yeah.
They are.
Okay. That's Farshad.
Correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we have application number 15, which is 97 Citation Drive. We have one person registered, and that's Farshad Kehtari. Are you there? Farshad Kehtari.
Mr. Chair and members, yeah, Farshad Qatari is on the call and he is unmuted. So Farshad, if you can go ahead and identify yourself at this time, that would be great. Go ahead, Farshad.
Mr. Kehtari, are you there? Farshad Kehtari. Must have some problem. We'll be back to it. We'll hold it down. Huh?
Sounds good, Mr. Chair. In the meantime, Mr. Fajari, if you could log out and log back in, and that way we can and make sure you authorize your microphone, and then we should probably be able to hear you then. Again, if you could log out and log back in, that'd be great.
And I appreciate if you let me know after that. Just let me know. Okay, number 17.
Mr. Chair, as a note for item number 17, the 2 area residents are not on the call.
Just a second. Behtari is not here. Now on number 16. We finished 16.
Mr. Chair, we did 16, yes, so item number 17.
And that's the wrong rules again, huh?
Correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay, we have here a number 17, which is 623 Briar Hill Avenue, application number 17. We have the agent and 2 speakers.
Mr. Chair, the 2 area residents are not on the call.
Are not on the call. Okay, so we have just the agent. Mr. Rose, are you there? Mr. Rose? We're in number 17, which is 623 Briar Hill Avenue, and Mr. Rose is listed here as the agent. Are you there, Mr. Rose?
Mr. Chair, members, Lauren Rose is on the call, and he is unmuted at this time. So, Lauren, if you can hear us, go ahead.
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Rose, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Okay, so can you please repeat your name and address? I know for each one we need the records when you.
Yes.
Okay. So please.
Sorry, Lauren Rose, 388 Spadina Road.
Okay, so we have just you here, number 17.
Yes.
Okay, so we have, this is a new dwelling, 12 variances, forestry condition number 1, 3 letters of objection and 8 letters of support, and staff has built just a condition to build in according to site plan west-east elevation drawing. So could you please give us a short presentation and cover those conditions?
Yeah, so to begin with, the 3 letters of support have withdrawn their objections. You've got letters from city staff, but it's based on the following changes that I'm proposing and have agreed to with the neighbors. And they're subject to, if you choose to accept it, please accept it with the revised drawings dated June 8th, received by the city June 10th. Staff has a copy of those drawings. Maybe they want to put those up. In those revisions, variance number 4, instead of being 0.84 times the lot area, it'll be 0.83. Variance 6, the proposed east side yard setback will be 1.2 meters. Variance 8, the platform will be 6 meters. And variance 9, the platform will be 6 meters. It's all indicated on the drawings that staff have in front of you now.
Okay. Yeah, okay, beside the drawing, we need those figures, so I got them here. So so you're changing number 4, 6, 8, and 9 variants, right?
So staff agreed, the planning staff had no objections to the previous drawing, so I'm assuming they'll have no objections to the drawings, which made the variances less smaller, I guess.
Okay. So in other words, the staff report, which has the built according to the site plan, east, west, and drawing, and all those drawings, is no longer in effect. Is that correct?
No, what I would suggest is have the same drawing, but reference the drawings dated by my office on June 8th and received by staff on June 10th.
Okay.
The variances are less. We've removed some of the variances.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you want to say before we get to the members?
I can answer any questions, but it's unanimous support from the neighbors.
Okay. Members, you heard the changes, and any question, Mr. Khan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Rose, my question is about variance number 4, FSI. You have reduced by 100, but this 0.83 is still very high. You are only allowed 0.60, that's the maximum. How do you justify?
Through you, Mr. Chair, respectfully, there are many applications which have higher densities than this in the area, and that's why planning staff had no objection to this. I know the committee doesn't work on precedent, but planning staff does. I could give you all the precedent, but I'd like not to do that because you guys don't work on precedent. But this is not unnormal for the area. 0.83 or even 0.84, we've reduced it to 0.83, is not common in this area. I live in this area. I think that's an appropriate answer if you'd like to know more.
Yeah, the FSI includes the basement as well, yeah?
It does not here.
Does not, okay.
But this is a 3-story house. There's density in the 3rd floor. It's not impactful to the neighborhood. And there, as I said, there are many houses with variances for density higher than that in this area. And the neighbors are all supporting it.
Yeah, includes all the floors. It's not like it's not like you know, the lot
The density without the 3rd floor. If we didn't live in the roof, the density would be lower in the 70s.
Okay, all right. Any other question? Mr. Kett, yeah?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Rose, I'm just a little bit concerned about you wanting to change the plans that are in the condition from the staff report. Since we haven't had a chance to look at those plans, I'm not sure how comfortable I am making the proposal that's conditional to a set of plans we haven't reviewed. Is it a problem for you if we refer only to the plans that are currently attached to the city report?
I understand that. If you agree to the staff report drawings and make the changes that we have offered, it should cover that. Because we show a 0.9 meter setback for the garage. We're not asking for that anymore. So it's only a better condition that if you approve the drawings that the staff referred to. Does that make sense to you?
No.
Yeah, good, thanks.
No.
The variances, if you give them to us as we modified, would cover that problem.
Yeah.
Mr. Rose.
Thank you.
Mr. Rose.
Yes.
You are making the application better by reducing variances.
Yes, but the planning staff.
Planning had no issue with the variances that are before us right now. So
I guess Mr. Kidd has no proof that these are the same. And he's kind of right.
Yeah, Mr. Kidd is talking about the staff report that has conditions, and those conditions are not exactly the thing. So I guess if you refer to the changes, and we don't have to refer to the conditions. It's up to the member, Mr. Kidd.
You have my word that this is correct, but I understand Mr. Kidd's position.
My question basically was: is it a problem for you if we revise the requested variances and make it subject to the condition that the application be tied to the drawings that are currently attached to the planning staff report?
It's fine for me. It covers you.
He said currently. Mr. Kitts, when you say currently, are this on file right now, which are not the same as the one he's changing the variances? If you just accept the variances and forget the plan because he's doing it much better, it's up to you.
My concern is that the new site plan, the old site plan won't reflect the changes you've made, which may cause you a problem at the building permit stage.
That's right.
It won't, through you, Mr. Chair, it actually won't cause a problem because I cannot get the 0.9 meter side yard setback shown on that site plan because I'm only asking for 1.2 now. So
But your variances don't correspond to the plan that the committee approved.
it's a better situation. I understand both sides. I'll leave it to the committee how they want to approve it. I agree with both sides.
Then you either approve the variances as the application as amended without plans, or you approve it as amended with the revised plans.
Right.
So your plans will
I agree.
correspond to the
I agree
variances.
with you. That would be fine.
Because the way Mr. Kidd is asking, it'll confuse the building department.
Yes.
Or if you don't,
Yeah.
I'll leave it to you guys. Mr. Atanasi is correct. Lost the sound.
If you're ready for motion, Ms. Sankar, please go ahead and make a motion. The changes. we
Yes,
heard-
through you.
Okay.
Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair. And I won't go through the changes because you've made them several times before. So I'll just refer to the fact that this will be approved with the amended the amendments made by the agent here today. But I do believe that in the absence of like a couple of folks that were in opposition, that they've now been satisfied with this, as well as the fact that the application has been amended accordingly to address those concerns and the letters of support. I feel satisfied with this application, and I'll move that it be approved with the changes that were made by the agent here today. And I will tie it for building purposes to the revised new site plan drawings that were sent and submitted to the committee on June 10th, 2021, for which
yes.
Well, it was received. It was received by the city on June 10th.
Yes.
And so that's the drawings I will tie it to for building purposes, but also I did see it on the screen. I saw that Adam was able to pull that up. And so I'm satisfied with that as well. So that's my motion, and it's subject to forestry as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, second. Do you have a second, Mr. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Hunt, second. All in favor? Okay, unanimously. So Mr. Rose is unanimously approved based on those changes you made and condition attached to the plan that you just showed, which reflects those changes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, members,
Yeah.
do you want to give item number 15 a shot? Looks like they've called in on a phone line this time. Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look. Okay, application number 15, which is 97 citation, and we have here registered Mr. Farshad Khetari. Are you there?
Yes, good morning, members. I'm here. I hope that you can hear me.
Okay, we hear you. So could you please repeat your... Can you please state your name and address, because I didn't get it?
My name is Farshad Khetari. I live at 97 Citation with my family since 2005.
And you're the owner here, okay. All right.
That is correct.
Yes, okay, so we have here to a built-in addition to the east side. We have just one variance, minor. Staff report built in accordance to east elevation. TRCA, no objection, and 4 letters of support. Members, do we need a presentation here? No? Okay. Sir, we don't need a presentation. We know exactly what's in the application. Do you want to say something before we move to the decision?
No, I think it's very busy your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay. Can I have a motion, please, Mr. Khan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a minor variance. and staff has recommended be developed substantially in accordance with the east elevation drawing submitted to the Committee of Adjustment and attachment number 1 to this report. So I move this application be approved as recommended by staff conditions.
Thank you. Second, Ms. Sankar, all in favor? Thank you. Unanimously. Sir, your application is unanimously approved based on that condition with the of the staff. So you see, you made a very good presentation, huh?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay, 16 and 17 are gone, now 18, right? All right. 18. Application number 18, which is 535 Goldstream Avenue. We have just one registered person who is the agent, and there is no other person here. So the agent, Sarah Efrah, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, could you please repeat your name and address so it can be heard on the system for the records?
Yes, Sarah Efra, 75 Dufflaw Road, Suite 201A, like Apple, Toronto, M6A 2W4.
Okay. Now we have, this is for a detached dwelling. We have 11 variances. Staff report suggests to refuse application variance number 6, which relates to 3-story, and conditions, 2 conditions as far as the coverage and the rear and the to include the rear deck. Okay, so the staff report is asking for the developer site plan and limits the coverage to 46.7% to include 5.2% of the rear deck. You got that, right?
Yep.
Okay, and we have condition of the forestry, transportation, no objection, and we have 9 letters of support.
Yes.
So can you please make us a small presentation, 5 minutes, as to the merit of this application, so we can move on in line of the in line of the suggestion from the staff. Could you please make a small presentation?
Yeah, and I already see staff is looking to pull up the 2 drawings that I sent. So one of them is called recent 3-story approvals. So this drawing shows only the homes that I've designed. Again, I know you don't go with precedent, but these are the homes that I've done in the neighborhood. And these ones are recent approvals at the Committee of Adjustment. And you can see that this house, again, despite the technical flat roof variance, is very much in line with the other houses that have been built in the neighborhood. The second drawing that's labeled recent 3-story approvals and builds adjacent street, that's actually looking on the streets just behind it, the Dalemount, Shelbourne, and Maddock. It's basically a U-shaped street right behind Coldstream. And there I have a number of 3-story dwellings that have been proposed and built, approved through this Committee of Adjustment. So if I take a moment just to focus on the 4th test of the plan, in terms of the variances being minor, the flat roof, as I said before, is a technical variance. The little overhang at the side was included. So, I mean, our calculations say it's still sloped, but in terms of how it was looked at by the examiner, it's a technical flat. The visible roof is 9.97 meters. It's not even 10 meters high. In terms of the length, you heard how the staff understands and are willing to tie it to the site plan, which I'm okay. Same thing in terms of the coverage. And in terms of the 3-story, I believe that it's well hidden and quite typical of the neighborhood. So I believe that these variances are minor. In terms of being desirable for the appropriate development and use of the land, the proposal has 3 stories, which looks no different than it would if it was a 2-story home. But more importantly, it's in keeping with what's been developed in the neighborhood, as you can see from the drawings that I sent you. And there are various types, flat roof, sloped roof, things like that.
In this neighborhood, you guys well know that there are large families that have been here for years and years. Often the children stay until they get married. So they're big families, and then they return for holidays and the Sabbath and things like that. So it's important to these families to have space to house their extended family when they come in from out of town. I would also say that in terms of the general intent and the purpose of the bylaw and the official plan, it is maintained, because not only are these people reinvesting in the neighborhood, but they're reinvesting even in their own properties, from parents to children, large families close to their synagogues. So I believe that this proposal is appropriate development, as do most of the neighbors, as seen now as we're scrolling through the neighbors' support letters. And that's really it. I mean, I look at it and I say, in terms of minor, yes, it's minor. In terms of what's been approved before, definitely there. So if anybody has any questions, I think the information I sent was clear. And again, I feel very strongly that this definitely is in keeping with the development that's been happening in the last 10 to 15 years in this neighborhood.
Okay. I guess you made your pitch there. Apart from the people needing the more space and family and visitors and all that stuff, the staff is right to put the condition to refuse the application, because that's what the bylaw says. However, the bylaw, we know in this area, that is there are lots of 3 stories. There are lots of technical 3 stories, and I think it does not destabilizing the area as it was mentioned in the report. So let's see what the members are saying. Would you any question, or if not, can I have a motion? Mr. Kidd.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I hesitate to approve this, given the staff report where they asked for the refusal of the variance number 6. However, on the site visit, I did notice that the 3 stories are fairly common in the neighborhood, and given the explanation of the agent and the letters of support from the community, from the neighbors, I'm going to put forward a motion to accept this application, subject to the conditions that the proposal be developed substantially in accordance with the site plan drawing submitted to the Committee of Adjustment as attachment 1 to the planning staff report dated June 4th, and also subject to the condition that the overall lot coverage be limited to 46.7%, which includes the rear deck, which represents 5.2% of the lot area, and also subject to forestry conditions.
Excellent. Thank you. Second, Ms. Sankar. All in favor? Opposed? Mr. Khan is opposing. And Ms. Sefrah, your application is approved, subject to the conditions mentioned, forestry and the staff condition as far as the limit of the coverage. Okay?
And the length, yes. Thank you.
Huh? Application number 19, which is 66 Yorkview Drive, application number 19. Now, we have here, we have just one party, which is the agent and owner, Hoshmand Tufishi. I hope I pronounce it well. Are you there?
Good morning.
Hoshmand, yeah, can you please state your name and address for us?
It's Hoshmand Tofiri. And my address is 100 Harrison Gardens Boulevard, Unit 1519.
Thank you. Now, with you there, registered Hamid Rafinjad. Is that the owner?
No, actually, I am the owner.
Sorry?
I am the owner.
You are. So you're the only one who wants to speak, right?
Yes.
Okay, so please let me just take a look here. We have just one, we have to, a new dwelling, 10 variances, staff report built in accordance with east, west, and rear elevation, forestry, condition number 1 and 2 letters of objection. So, do you want to make a very, very short presentation, please? Tell us, because we have to, yeah?
Sure. I mean, number 1 and 2 are just reducing the side yard setbacks for a foot, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3, 4, 5 are the like increasing the width of the dormers. So that has changed the status of the main walls of the sides and also the front. And the only thing that actually is going to be changed on number 8, the projection of the rear deck is changed to 3 meters instead of 3.4, which I think the architect has done it on the drawings that is submitted, but on this, it was not corrected.
Oh, okay. So you're changing that one from 3 to
Number 8?
Yeah.
Number 8 to instead of 3.4, will be 3 meters.
3 meters. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other change?
No, actually, everything is the same.
2, 3.
Sorry.
Okay. And you're okay with the staff condition there?
Yeah. I mean, because that's,
okay. So let's see what.
Yeah, that's what we have agreed.
Okay. If you're finished, we'll see what the members are saying. Any question or motion to this gentleman? Ms. Sankar?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chair. In looking at this application, I do believe that, it's fairly straightforward and minor in nature. There was one letter of objection, and it was around the actual height, but I feel that within the application itself does seem minor to me. So I'll motion to approve this application. It'll be subject to forestry and also subject to the June 1st staff report, in that the proposal be constructed substantially in accordance with the east, west, and rear north elevation drawings submitted to the committee. Thank you.
Thank you. Second? Mr. Khan, all in favor? Okay. Sir, your application is unanimously approved based on that change and also to the staff condition and also to forestry. Okay?
And Mr. Chair, I didn't mention the change that he made as well, to item number 8 to 3 meters. So just
Yes.
to be clear on that.
From
Thank you.
4 to 3, yeah. I mentioned to that change. Okay, sir. Now next.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Next one is number 20. Is the area resident there, please?
Mr. Chair and members, the area resident is not on the call.
Okay, so we have just the Mr. Locke.
That's correct.
Okay, number 20. 49 Lacewood Crescent, application number 20. And we have just one person registered here who is the agent. I'm sorry, the owner. Richard Locke, are you there?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Okay.
Good morning.
Can you please state your name and address for us?
Yes, my name is Richard Locke. I am the owner at 49 Lacewood Crescent.
Thank you. So we have here just 1-story rear addition and 2nd-story addition, 2 variances and nothing else. Members, do we need a presentation? I don't see them over there. Okay, now I see them. Any? No? Okay. Sir, we don't need, the members don't need a presentation. Did you want to add something before we move to the decision?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think I've listened to a lot of the conversations. This was sort of designed with the neighborhood in mind and with my neighbors. I've lived here since I was 3 years old for almost 40 years now. And I think the design and the variances truly are minor and respects, you know, everything that's been intended in the bylaws. So no, nothing else. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That was nice to hear. Staying in the same neighborhood from 3 to 40 years old. Well, very nice. So we have here the members. You heard, yeah, Mr. Hunt. Mr. Hunt, yes, go ahead, please. Mr. Hunt.
Sorry, I was jumping the gun on making a motion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Yes, please go ahead.
All right, thank
If
you.
there is no, unless there is another question. Is there any other question? No, so please go ahead.
Okay.
You're not jumping the gun, you're on time.
I would like to move approval of this, given that there are no department comments or concerns, and the applicant has the support of 9 neighbors. So I move approval.
Thank you. Second, Mr. Khan, all in favor? Okay, your application is unanimously approved, sir.
Great. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone.
21, again, there's only agent, huh? Sorry?
Colin Celeste, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, she's the only one.
Correct.
Application number 21, which is 4128 to 4140 Bathurst Street. Application 21, and we have just one person, one registered here. Celeste Salvania, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Can you please state your name and address?
Yes, I'm Celeste Lavanya. The address is 7050 Weston Road, Suite 230.
Thank you. And we have
in Woodbridge.
Thank you. We have registered here Eldon Theodore MHBC. Who's that?
He's the partner at our firm, but I'm just here on behalf of the owner today.
Okay, so you're the only agent who want to speak here, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this is his application to permit the use of a beauty salon on the ground floor. The variance is only because the ground floor instead of the second floor. So one variance, I have nothing here else, nothing. Members, do we need the presentation? Again, I don't see them. Can you eliminate that stuff, please? Okay, now I see you. Do we need a presentation? No.
No.
Okay, Miss Salvania, we don't need the presentation. Do you want to add something before we move to decision?
No, just open if there's any questions, but happy to move forward to the decision.
Thank you. Any question or motion? Mr. Khan?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's a straightforward minor variance. Retail is already approved for the ground floor, so I think it's a minor variance, and I move this application be approved.
Thank you. Second? Oh, I have 2 seconds. Mr. Okay, Mr. Kidd, second. All in favor? Okay, so your application is approved. All right?
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
You too. 22nd. That's it. That's
Mr.
it.
Chair,
1:30 up.
we have one more item, item number 22.
Oh, yeah,
32
yeah,
Hemford
yeah,
Crescent.
Yeah, 22, right. Okay. Application number 22, which is 32 Hemford Crescent, application number 22. And here,
hello.
Here we have just one person, agent. Jonathan Hatch, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Your name and your address, please.
Jonathan Hatch, 6 Bishop Street.
Okay. This is to enclose the existing carport and construct a second-story addition above. There is 2 variances. Staff report is recommending to refuse it, and we have 8 letters of support. Could you please give us a small presentation as to what's happening here as far as this? We see the support, but the staff is recommending to refuse it. So could you please tell us?
Absolutely. So this is an application to build over top of an existing carport with a second-story addition matching the same footprint. 2 variances for eve and setback at 0.46 and 0.3. So this is a unique lot. So if you can see the survey, this is the only lot in Hepford where the side yard abuts a rear yard. Typically, the houses in Hepford are set back with larger 1.8 meter side yards to create spaces between houses. But you can see there's actually 10 meters between 32 and number 20. We have seen the planning report. We didn't get a chance to go through pre-circulation, and the notice was posted on the last day, so we weren't able to make changes prior to the hearing. We believe the privacy issues could be dealt with by removing the windows on the southern side, and a condition could be added so that no windows could be added later. Concerns regarding the access to the rear yard. There is a 2.4 meter access on the north side, as well as there's going to be doors through the garage. So there's going to be adequate access to get to the rear yard. If you pull up the west elevation now, you can see that this is a very modest addition over the carport footprint. You can see the massing impacts to the street are minimal. We're matching the roof line. We're matching the gables exactly. There are no height variances, no density or depth, just a side yard setback variance that is a product of its existing location. If I were to offset the second floor to increase the side yard setback, the built form would look odd and unnatural. This was designed specifically to continue the original built form. So this is a pie-shaped lot that reduces towards the rear. The setback at the front wall will actually be 0.9, and from the street it will appear as 0.9. In our research, we found applications at 5 Shadwell Place and 69 Birkinshaw Crescent with very similar situations where the committee approved 0.4 or 0.56 and 0.46 side yards. If we applied for the same house, but as a new house, we could actually take the same house and move it northwards, and it would be a zoning compliant home. However, keeping the original home rather than building a new one is preferable for the neighborhood. We believe that bylaw is maintained as well as the built form and separations from buildings is consistent with the prevailing neighborhood. We have unanimous support from the neighborhood as well, mainly for maintaining the original character of the home. In summary, this is an existing setback condition. We're creating a very similar built form. The pie-shaped lot exacerbates the setback condition, and the large setback to the neighboring, to the number 20, reduces the impact to the street, as it would appear as though the houses are consistent along as you pass by in the car. We do have 8 letters of support, including both adjacent neighbors and the rear neighbor. And I believe this is minor in nature and meets the 4 tests, and I would ask for your approval.
Okay, thank you. So the changes of the windows and this do not affect the variances. The variances 1, 2 remain the same. Is that correct?
No, it was just to address, because I didn't get a chance to speak with
Right.
planning, to address the privacy concerns.
As far as but as far as the variances, you're not changing anything.
No, I mean, at this point, we're not.
Okay. Members, any question or motion? No question. Can I have a motion? Ms. Sankar, did you want a question or motion?
No, I'm ready for a motion, Mr.
Please.
Chair.
Yeah, please. There was no.
Yeah,
question.
through you, despite the fact that planning recommended a refusal of this, in terms of looking at the application, hearing the explanations provided, knowing a bit of the character of that neighborhood, as well as evidence of support of the neighbors in the surrounding vicinity, I'm willing to you know, accept this application. And so I will put forward a motion to approve this application.
Thank you. Second?
Thank you.
Mr. Kidd, second. All in favor? Opposed? Mr. Khan is opposing. Okay, sir, your application is approved. All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's for the morning. We're gonna be coming back at 1:30 for the afternoon session. 12 o'clock. Exactly.